Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Fear No Video Show. I'm your host, Jasmin Bryant, the founder and your brand strategist with Fear No Video, and I help women over 40 get out of their own way so they can show up and be visible on camera without overwhelm and make some freaking money. Okay, because you are too cute to do what you do for free. All right. So today's guest is Tahira Bell. She is a personal and executive coach, professional speaker, and the founder of Teen Girl Impact, where she helps schools, families, and youth organizations build confident, self-aware leaders from the inside out. She's also a really great friend. So I'm so happy that you're here, Tahira.
I am too. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you guys, one of the things that I love about Tahira's work is that while she focuses on teen girls, so much of what she teaches is exactly what grown women are still trying to figure out, right? You got the confidence, the voice, the leadership, how to stop playing small.
Yeah,
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say a lot of us play small, right?
absolutely. Guilty.
Yeah. Same. Absolutely. We need to take up space, and you help, teen girls do that from a younger age. So when they're our ages, they aren't doing what we've been
What
doing.
we're doing. You nailed it. Absolutely.
We're going to talk about your pivot from coaching into speaking, what building, real confidence looks like for the everyday woman, and some of the mindset shifts that change everything. So, sound
Okay.
good?
Sounds good.
All right. So before we dive in, I gave everybody kind of like the nickel tour of your life and your career. So give us a little bit more.
Yeah, so I consider myself a forever educator. I have been in and out of classrooms teaching biology and business. Over the last 20 years, I've probably taught about 10 years. So I do still find myself in education spaces in school, mostly high school. I did a couple years middle schoolers as well. And so the teacher in me doesn't seem to go away. And it actually spills over into my coaching work too, because I like to give workshops and I like to do trainings. And so that's how the speaking part of what I'm doing evolved, because I'm a teacher at heart. I love to teach. I have courses and I've run programs where I'm still wearing my teacher hat. So I consider myself also a forever educator.
I love that. And that's one of the things many, many years ago, back when I was a health coach, you had me come in and talk with your kids to
I
do.
forgot about that.
Yeah, do that little workshop on, sugar
Yes.
intake.
Yes,
And
that was so good.
oh, thank you. It was so much fun. And you
Yeah.
could tell like the kids really were into, you and what it was that you had to say. And, I think for me coming into like, because I'm not a kid educator. Like I deal with adults. I don't know children. Like your kids are probably, some of the few that I actually know. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I don't do kids. And
Right.
so for me, going into this classroom with all of these teenagers, they were at attention because you told them to.
I'm the opposite. I live in that world. I'm a room full of teenagers. I'll take it any day over a room full of grown people. I have so much more patience for our youth than adults.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, so let's let's dive in a little bit more. All right.
Okay,
So one of the questions I wanted to ask you, and I've got my notes here because I'm forgetful.
I'm with
Um,
you.
hashtag old age. So um so we talked about how you talk with teen girls, you work with teen girls. But so many women over 40, as we mentioned, they still struggle with the same things, like with finding their voice and with confidence. Um, what issues just don't disappear simply because we get older?
Yeah, that's good because when I first started, I think I was really coming from the place of what is it that I wish I had when I was a teenager? But as I started to work with them and even my own personal growth, I realized so much of what I'm teaching them is also what I'm learning, what I'm processing, what I'm understanding how to apply to my own life as an adult in real time. And then I speak to mostly their moms, sometimes their dads. And especially now, they've even shared, I've had a life coach. And so I wanted that for my daughter. Whereas back in the day, when I first started, it was more, what's a life coach?
Yeah.
And so as parents become more versed in things like they are struggling as far as their confidence or imposter syndrome or speaking up, honoring boundaries, those are all the same things they want for their kids too. And so sometimes I've run programs where it was mothers and daughters. Don't do that often, but I did one year. And what I learned specifically from that experience is how parallel sometimes those journeys are. And as you know, entrepreneurship will bring it all out. Any type of self development work you ever need, you discover as an entrepreneur. And so I was on a journey there for myself too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I've watched your journey from the moment we
You
met, oh my gosh, it's been,
a
you
long
know,
time.
2011, right?
Yeah, because I just started. I mean, that would have been my first year.
Yeah. So like watching your journey
Wow.
from there till now,
Yeah.
so looking back though to 2011 when you first started, what kind of like what was the turning point where you stopped? I don't want to say doubting yourself because I
Mhm.
think you always knew this is what you wanted to do.
Right.
But
Right.
when you first decided, okay, this is what I'm going to do, this is who I am, and you started trusting yourself more and your leadership and being an entrepreneur, being a coach.
Absolutely. I think for me, because part of who I am as an educator is a learner. And so even before 2011, starting in say 2006, right after my son was born, I was mentoring girls, but it felt more like a mentor. I was a volunteer. I led a group, but it was always from the standpoint of being a volunteer. Hi, I'm here to serve.
Mm-hmm.
By 2011, I actually started to take the work. I don't want to say seriously because I was always taking it seriously, but I was really thinking about what does this look like as a career? And I remember Googling, like, how do I connect with girls who don't talk to you? Because I was running girls groups as a volunteer. And I wasn't in the classroom at the time, but I had also had similar experiences in the classroom where students just gravitated towards me and I just found myself as a default mentor. It's part of the role. And we'd have these lunch bunches where we're just chatting and I'm in their business and giving them advice. And so I always was wondering, how do I reach the quiet ones? And so that's what I was Googling. If a girl's not, opening up or if I'm not connecting with her, what can I do? And that's how I stumbled upon a teen life coach certification.
Yeah.
And at the time, all I knew was Ayanna Van Zant. Like that was my frame of reference for coaching. And I was like, so I did the certification because I'm a nerd and love to do all the certifications and
You have a
trainings.
lot of
I
certifications, and
have
I
a lot
love
of
it.
certifications. I do. But that was the first one. And so I think that was the turning point when I finished that. I remember we went out to California for a couple of days and then there were some virtual sessions like this. But I remember coming back from California saying, I'm a life coach and I work with girls and this is what I'm going to do. And it just evolved from there. So I would say that was my turning point, that coaching certification.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And it's been a roller coaster ever since.
It has. It
Yes.
has a good one, an exhilarating one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A lot of women, like my business, right, is helping women to become more visible. And a lot of women want to be more visible in their businesses, right? But they also feel unqualified. So, how did you learn to own your voice before you felt completely ready? Because you said like you knew what you wanted to do and you got the certification and you're like, I'm a life coach for teen girls, but you still weren't 100% ready.
I was not even a little bit ready. I think part of it is just show up and do the work, right? Show up and coach the girl. Okay, I can do that. That felt more comfortable for me. But what was really out of my comfort zone was saying to someone, hey, I'm a life coach for girls. Do you know anyone? or jumping on a call like this, right? Or doing any type of interviews. Or I remember when Facebook Live started, the idea of going live on Facebook was so scary to me. I'm like staring into this deep black hole, and I would literally start shaking. It was awful. You remember because you
Yeah.
helped. And I remember one thing that really got me out of my head. And I actually, in my old office, I had the I wonder if this is still it. I had this on my desk, these little clips.
Ah,
And
uh-huh.
so I would take a little post-it note. This one says something different, but I literally had a post-it note in the clip and I would have it in front of me and it said, "What would you do if they were watching?"
Ah,
And that gave me the boost to show up because it got me out of my focus on myself and my own self judgment and wanting to be perfect and know all the things. And I literally would imagine, okay, we're about to go on this Facebook Live. I have a room full of teen girls. I would just literally imagine them in the room. What would you do? Would you crawl and hide? Would you cancel the appointment? I canceled a speaking engagement one time because I just was too scared to get on a stage. I was like, I can't do it. And something came up. And now I'm like, bring them on. So it was a process, but I had to just work with myself and then seek the expert. And so that you were the first person I ever worked with about how to go on camera. And I think that knowledge is also power, right? Once I learned certain things, you taught me how to frame the camera. You taught me how to have a conversation and just speak to you instead of speaking to them, like whoever them was.
yeah.
That felt more comfortable. And so I started thinking about it in terms of having a conversation with someone on the other side of the camera when I was doing Facebook Lives back then. And then it's just building the muscle, just practice. And then your voice develops, but you don't ever really know what it is until you open up your mouth to use it. And so you start saying things and you'll repeat things. And then you start to really discover, oh, this is what I stand for. This is what I'm about. It's like working with clients. You learn, okay, I like this type of client. This is my jam. This is what I like to support her with. And I think it's just part of showing up and growing while doing the work.
I love that. I love that. You have to do the work, and the
I
confidence,
have
as
to
you
do
say,
the work.
comes from doing the work.
Yes. I
Yeah.
literally say to my girls, A comes before C. Action comes before confidence. I say that to myself. Take the action first. Confidence will follow. And then preparation too. Know what you're showing up to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That is key. You can't just show up, but you have to have
Exactly.
a plan
That
to
part.
show up for sure. And like, and going back to your girls, like you create like this, you create these empowering spaces for them, right? And it's something that's so powerful for them. I imagine it's something that's powerful for you to create this space for them. And for the grown women who are watching this right now, what can these women, these business leaders learn from the young girls that you teach to find their own voices?
One thing I love about teenagers is they're bold in their own way. And I learned this as a mom because I have boys who think they know so much. Boys are so different in the sense that they they just think they know things and they're wrong, but will be so loud and wrong. So
Mhm.
there's this boldness to them, right? And when you get a teenager talking to you, when you're able to connect with them, even the shy, quiet one, they know what they think, they know what they know, and
Mhm.
they'll vocalize it. Like if you give them the space to speak, to open up, they have things to say. And so I learned, and I think a lesson that we all can learn is to don't go into experiences thinking that you have to know all, be all, and not be coachable, not be willing to learn. Because I learned so much just as a teacher from young people, as a coach from my clients, because I'm open to valuing what they have to say, not being so, I'm the authority, I'm the adult, that I'm telling you everything. I'm also, postured to listen, postured to receive, and I learn from their perspectives all the time.
I love that. I love that. We as people need to listen
Yeah.
more, learn
Yes,
more.
period. That's it, right? Be open to what other people have to say and listening.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of pressure off of you too. Like I think when we start our businesses and when we are, the boss, right? It all falls on you. It's really easy to get caught up in, I have to do all the things, I have to know all the things. Well, what can you actually learn from someone who may have something different to offer?
Yeah. I mean, I tell people all the time, I want to learn something new every single day.
Right?
Every conversation, I want to learn something,
Yeah,
you know.
me too.
I want to give and I want to receive.
Absolutely. That's it.
Yeah. So, well, speaking of listening and learning, you've got this amazing journal. So tell us a little bit about, do you have it on your desk?
Now I'm looking at it. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. And
Thank
I've got one
you.
over here on my desk, in my
Aw,
office here, on my desk. It's
thank
in the
you.
bookcase over here. So tell us about it. Like, why did you create it, and how does journaling support confidence and clarity and leadership?
So I think for me, when I look at how to help someone be more confident, right? How do you become confident? How do you grow your confidence? It starts with really having a strong sense of who you are. And we live busy lives, just like we're busy. Teenagers are busy too. This is like the most overscheduled. My kids, I'm guilty too, but the schedules are jam packed. So they're just going through life sometimes without even really pausing to connect with who they are and really understand themselves on a deeper level. And so a lot of the work that I did as a coach, and I still do as a coach, for every single client, I always help them identify their strengths. So, what are those things that make you who you are, and what character traits are strengths for you? Is it kindness? Is it creativity? Is it curiosity? So, it's outside of the normal, like, I'm good at math, but I'm great at soccer kind of thing. Like, what about who you are as a person? And then really leveraging that to help them build their confidence. And so when I was thinking about what could be a tool, right, to support that personal development journey, because that's how I look at journaling. It's a tool for personal development. And some girls love it, some girls don't. But I really wanted to have a way that helped them still unpack who they are, still discover their own strengths. And so there's different pillars in the journal that are related to just themes that I've seen in my coaching practice over the years. So there's a self love pillar, for example, and a boldness pillar, for example. And so there's prompts, it's a guided journal. So there's prompts that get them to pause and ask themselves questions to really dig deep in terms of who they
Yeah.
are. And I also have in the beginning, it's like a guide that shows you here's how you can journal. So it teaches different journaling practices because I also found some of my girls, a lot of times if they're so, high achieving and used to getting it right, I was that kid, so I know there's no right or wrong way. So you can relate. So I wanted to say you could journal like this or you could journal like this, but I really wanted to have that just a page or two that just says, you know what, there's no right or wrong way, but here are some ideas to try, figure out what works for you.
Yeah. And I will say, like, it causes you to be very insightful. Again, I am well over my teen years, right? And so I find it to be very helpful to get out of my own head. I know it sounds weird because you're being introspective, but it's also helping me to get out of my own head by
Right.
thinking about myself and my business in a different way. And I know that, the business part wasn't for the teen girls, but for me, like that's how I used your journal.
Yeah, me too. I use my journal like I'm literally writing in this one as we speak. And I really think that it builds that skill of reflection. And I say to girls, leaders respect, leaders reflect. That's what I say. And so even, to another business owner or to another woman, like if nothing else, we have to lead ourselves. We have to lead our businesses. And so as leaders, how do we build that skill of reflecting? And then taking those lessons into becoming who we want to grow into as to who we want to be when we grow up.
Right. I'm still trying to figure
I
that
still
out.
don't know.
Well, okay, I just have a couple more questions for
Of
you.
course.
And, like, so for any woman who's watching this right now, and she feels invisible in her business, what is the first bold move that you would challenge her to make, like this month? Well, I won't even say today because she's probably overwhelmed. What can
Yeah,
she
this
do
month.
this month?
The thing that she's avoiding. So back when you were helping me with, camera presence and learning how to go on camera and shoot videos, the thing that I was avoiding was recording. Well, it was going live because Facebook Live was a thing. So it was that. And then the second piece, I wanted to do a coaching program that was also online. So I wanted a course component to it, but that meant recording videos. And I would sound so cheesy and like, you know. And so I kept avoiding it because I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how I sounded. And so I was avoiding the course and I was avoiding the camera. And so that is where I would say, okay, pick the thing that you're avoiding the most and then set up almost a system or a challenge, whatever motivates you. So for me, I did a series. It was, I don't remember what I called it, like 12, it was leading up to Christmas, I think. And it was like 12 days of something, maybe 12 days of confidence, but it
Mhm.
forced me to show up.
Yeah,
So I said, I'm going to conquer this fear of going live. And so I set up a series. And once you put it out there, you're going to show up, right?
yeah.
Because you want to be in integrity to yourself. So pick the thing and then create your own accountability so you show up to actually do it.
I love that. And for anyone who's watching, if you don't believe that this woman like can like walk her walk here, you did like a 30 days of Periscope, right?
I
It was like,
forgot about the Periscope was another one.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah, you were
I
like,
did.
I'm gonna do this. I've been 30
Yeah,
days every day for 30
every
days, and you
day.
did it.
I did. I did. You just have to build the muscle. And the only way to
Mhm.
do that is to get in the gym.
Exactly. Exactly. And so what like looking back to where you started and where you are today, just your whole journey here. What is a belief about confidence that you now think you got completely wrong?
I think there's a part of me that felt like, and I still wrestle with this because sometimes you just want something so much for someone that you put yourself in this situation where you're like, I can do this. I can get them there, right? If anyone has kids, I'm sure they can relate because as a parent, there's seasons or there's times when you may want something more than your child does and you're pushing harder and working harder and you have to take a step back and say, wait a minute, is this for me or is this for you? For my son in my case, right? And so I think working with clients, I've experienced just wanting them to, overcome a challenge, for example, so badly and thinking that I had a lot more control than I really did. And so there was a part of me that I felt like, well, they could borrow my confidence, I can give every strategy. I'm like thinking of all the different ways. I'm thinking of the young lady that just pictured that just came into my mind that I'm picturing. She wanted to like walk up to Starbucks and order a drink. And it just felt like the world was watching her. She had a lot of anxiety too. And
Oh,
I just remember week after week, she's like not doing this. And I'm just thinking, if I could just will it for her, but you can't. There's
yeah.
nothing I can't make her confident. And I know a lot of the moms I talk to also could probably relate. Like, I wish I can achieve this goal for her and that my desire can be enough for her. And
Yeah.
that's just not true. She has to go through her own journey, and I can't map out what her journey is going to look like. And so confidence really is about the person in that journey, not me telling them how to move through that journey. I thought I could.
Look, we've all been there.
Yeah,
Whether personally or professionally, we've all been there.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think as women, that's probably one of our, I don't want to say a downfall because I think it's also our superpower, but it's one
Right.
of
We
those
could fix
things.
it. We could figure it out.
Yeah. And we
I
can
think
figure it
we
out
can.
for you and help you do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. What's the biggest difference do you find with women who stay stuck and women who actually step into their leadership?
Ooh. As a woman who has stayed stuck before, I think part of what kept me stuck and kept me in my head, like analysis paralysis is real,
Hmm.
especially for me because I'm an analytical person anyway. We can literally psych ourselves out of something that makes perfectly good sense.
Yes.
And, whether it's, eating something in the refrigerator that you're not supposed to be eating or showing up for yourself in this work that you're so passionate about as a business owner, right? We can want it so badly and talk ourselves out of it at the same time because fear is loud.
Hmm.
And, I think the smarter we are, the sharper we are, we can convince ourselves and talk ourselves out of it even better.
Yes.
And so I think the biggest difference that I see is, when you're willing as that business owner, for example, to say, you know what, done is better than perfect.
Hmm.
And I'm going to show up even when I'm not ready. Because you're never going to be ready if
Exactly.
you're someone who's stuck. So you have to be willing to do it anyway. I
Love
think
it.
that's the difference.
Okay. And talking about analysis paralysis leads me to our game.
Oh, no.
So before we started, I warned Tahira that I'm trying something new. This rapid fire confidence round is what I'm calling it.
Oh, goodness.
And and so it's just I'm going to say something and you have to give me quick answers, no overthinking. You're just gonna pop out whatever comes into your mind.
The hardest thing for me. Don't overthink.
Don't overthink.
All right,
Exactly.
here we go.
All right, ready? Need a
No.
stretch? All right.
Okay.
Confidence is,
The belief that you can.
see, look, you got that one right out the gate. All right. Visibility scares people because,
They're afraid of the unknown.
oh, see, you got this game. Okay. The biggest myth about leadership is,
That you're born a leader.
oh, okay. All right. I love that.
Oh, that's the exception. See, now I'm overthinking.
See, look at that. Okay. One habit that changed your life.
Meal prep.
Oh,
A new habit.
love it. Love it. All right. The last one. Are you ready? You
Oh,
sure?
I
Are you
think.
positive?
I better be.
Something every woman needs to stop apologizing for. Quit thinking.
Ooh, stop apologizing for being you. Just be you.
I love it. That is a very apt and powerful way to stop this show today. Tahira, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for
Thank you for
being
having
here.
me.
And for anyone listening, anyone watching, if this conversation, really hit home for you and you're ready to start building that confidence, you're ready to step into your leadership, you're ready to be you and stop apologizing for being you, then hit Tahira up. We're putting her contact information in the show notes. And there's going to be a link there so that you can book a discovery call with her, which she is offering to you guys for free. So you get to find out how amazing she is to work with. And then you can explore her work with Teen Girl Impact. You can also check out her journal, which I'm telling you, it's amazing. I am not a teen girl. I don't know any teen girls, and I love this book. And if today reminded you that it's time to step out of your shadow and step into your own power, then you need some brand visibility coaching and some strategy, then you know I'm your girl. You know where to find me. I'm here for you. So let's get you, in your business and get visible, get paid, be happy, help the people that you need to help. And Tahira, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Jasmine. This was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. And thanks for being such a good sport with the rapid fire confidence round,
It
because that
wasn't
was the
too
first
bad. I
time.
appreciate it.
I
It was
knew you could
fun.
do it. I knew you
It
could
was
do
fun.
it.
We
All
won't
right,
talk
guys.
about how I'm still thinking about my answers.
Of course you are. But, you're
Thank you,
gonna,
Jasmine.
that's you. All right. All right, guys, we will see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye.